Ready to unleash this power. Making headlines. Nothing to
Hey, what's going on guys? Jolts here, back with another build video, and today we're going to be going over Sheriff Amara for level 65. Now, if you guys remember, I made the Sheriff Amara build a long time ago, and the focus is to use Jakobs weapons. I did revise the build quite a bit, and it's completely different now. Well, it still does use Jakobs weapons, but it's not going to use ties that bind. As you might have saw from the intro, it is a cast build. And guys, if you spec your build right, the phase cast destroys. Anyways, if you do want to download the save for yourself, I will link it in the description, and that save will be in PC format, so it's only going to work on PC. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into the build. For the guns, you want to go for the URAD Annoyance. That is the while you're below 50% HP, you will have 150% radiation damage. Now, the cool thing is, it doesn't only apply to your gun, it applies to every damage source. That means this annoyance is going to really boost your cast damage. So first up, we have the Maggie, and it's a really good mobbing weapon, not as good for bossing. Right now, this gun should be doing a lot more than what it says, but with the recent hotfixes, the code got screwed up and the damage went down. That happened for all the Jakobs pistols. So keep in mind once they fix that bug, the Maggie's going to be even better. The Hellwalker. This will be your main weapon. Recently, this thing got a huge buff and now does ridiculous damage. Now, most Jakobs in the game are non-elemental, so having that fire damage will be really nice. The Skullmasher. This thing is still a beast and it's going to be for your longer ranges, so pop this on if you want to go for some sniping. Now, if you don't have DLC for the Skullmasher, go ahead and go for the Monocle. That is a pretty strong sniper too. The Backburner. Now for this build we're doing a deathless setup, you might have saw we had 1 HP, so every now and then you will need a second wind. The Frozen Snowshoe. Now you can also use the Frozen Heart, it doesn't really matter, but the Frozen Snowshoe can roll with the modifier and you can see there we have Reflect. For this shield you want to make sure you have the action skill Start Anoint. That will make it to where when you toss Phase Cast, you're going to automatically freeze everything around you. Now there's two things. One, it's going to stop enemies from attacking you, and two, you're going to boost up your damage with the Icebreaker. With an Icebreaker, you get 45% bonus damage for all sources. That means Phase Cast will hit like a brick and also keep your enemies still. Remember, most of your damage comes from critical hits on Jakobs, so if your enemies are still and not moving, you can spray them down with critical hits really easily. Now the only ways to lower your health on Amara is the Front Loader Shield or a Deathless. Because we're going to be utilizing the Frozen Snowshoe, you got to go for the Deathless. That is going to set you to 1 HP, but you will massively increase your damage with the URAD Annoyance. You know, the annoyance on your guns. We have the Phase Soaker. Now, we want really fast cooldown. We gotta make sure we keep casting and keep enemies frozen. As for the skills, it really doesn't matter. Most of them are pretty bad, but Conflux does help a little bit. Basically, when you shoot the enemy, you will apply a random damage over time to them. Conflux is gonna apply fire, corrosive, and shock damage over time, but we're gonna be using the Frozen Snowshoe and the URAD Annoyance, so we're gonna have 5 status effects stacked on your enemies. That means Harmageddon's gonna give you 25% more damage. For the Grenade, the P-Nade. If we chuck it at the enemy, we can debuff them by 20% for 6 seconds. As for the Annoyance, go for the action skill and elements. Now we have the Clairvoyant, and this gun is not bad for mobbing, but it is a little bit slow. Nonetheless, it is a pretty fun Jakobs, and I like using it. Some more Backburners and a Plumage. Now, it is a low level just for rocket jumping. It is not required for the build. Now, if you don't have DLC, I do recommend the Ruby's Wrath. The Unseen Threat. This sniper has extremely high base damage, so if you do keep chaining critical hits, you will build up so much overkill that you can one-shot a lot of things. Yeah, the sniper's awesome. And again, if you don't have DLC, I do recommend the Monocle. The version 0.M. This shield is actually overlooked by a lot of people. When the shield breaks, you place a red circle on the floor, and when you stand inside of it, you get 50% more damage on everything. That's right, your gun damage, your action skill damage for your phase cast, everything. On top of that, it's not listed, but you get a 125% bonus amp damage. I do recommend using the action skill Start Anoint. That will make it to where when you phase cast, you're going to put those circles on the floor for bonus damage. I do want to point out, they do not stack. So if you phase cast twice and put 2 circles on top of each other, you will not double the bonus. Some more P-nades, and we have a cut-purse launch pad, so if ammo gets low, I can slam the floor and get ammo back. We have a snowdrift for getting around, and finally a Pearl of Knowledge. That will give you a flat 90% damage bonus. Ideally for this, try to get the mag size passive on it. Now if you don't have DLC, just stick to your deathless. Alright, that's it for the gear, so let's go over the skill tree. First up, Steady Hands. That will give you handling and accuracy. Yeah, Jakobs have a lot of recoil, especially the Skull Masher, so this will be handy. Infusion. You do want this because Jakobs are normally non-elemental. Thanks to this, we can actually make them elemental. That will convert 40% of your damage over to your attuned element. For example, think of the Maggie. It's normally no element damage, but you can make it 40% fire if you put this on, corrosive with this on, and shock if you take this off. So that will be handy for matching your enemy's weakness. Tempest. That will give you more elemental damage and shock damage. Illuminated Fist. Now, because we're using the Frozen Snowshoe, we're going to freeze enemies, so that means we get triple melee damage if we melee them. With this skill, you get a little more melee damage, and no joke, it's enough damage to actually finish off enemies. So whatever your attuned element is, you will do that melee damage. Wildfire. This will help you spread damage over time and get the most out of Armageddon. Also, we took it because we have to move down the tree. Indiscriminate. This skill gets Mayhem scaling, so you definitely want it. When you shoot the enemy, you will ricochet bullets around. This skill is a huge portion of your damage. Deep Well, that's going to increase the mag size on your elemental weapons. Now, for the Hellwalker, it's already a small mag, it doesn't really matter. But for the backburners, it is nice. It is a 1-point skill, and the other skills in the skill tree don't matter, so we took it. Catharsis. Only 2 points here because we got to move down the tree. But when you kill the enemy, they will explode to your attuned element. Remember, we're doing a deathless setup, so we don't need healing at all. It will not help you. We do have Conflux. When you apply a damage over time, you can apply other damages over time. That is pretty nice for stacking Armageddon. And finally, Forceful Expression. Your guns deal bonus elemental damage based on your action skill element. Yep, 18% is a good amount. Alright, now for the blue tree, let's go over the action skill, Reverberation. Your phase cast will pass through enemies for more damage. Guys, we're going to be adding a lot to our phase cast, so phase cast will hit really hard. Do harm? When you get a kill, you get a stack of Rush, and that is going to increase your action skill damage. Remember, we're using a phase circuit, so once we use our action skill, we're going to be at max stacks. That will make sure that phase cast hits like a brick. We have Fast Hands. That will give you more reload speed, weapon swap speed, and mode switch speed. Like most Amara builds, we have 1 point in Violent Tapestry. When you apply status effects, you get rush stacks. That will also help us increase our status effect chance. Alacrity. That will give you a lot more reload. Transcend. When you activate your action skill, you will get bonus accuracy and crit damage. Now, a really cool trick here, because we're going to be using Avatar, we can cast our phase cast twice. Because we can use it twice within 12 seconds, that means you get double that bonus. So you're going to be getting 54% critical hit damage. We have Restless. That will give you a lot more cooldown. Now, Ascendant doesn't matter because we're not getting anything out of Soul Sap. I put it on because why not, but again, we don't need it. Blade Bear. When you damage an enemy with your action skill, you're going to increase your damage by 25%. We have Wrap. You will get bonus gun damage, and when you activate your action skill, you get even more gun damage. We didn't take From Rest because we are going to be using Jakobs. Most are semi-auto and fire as fast as you pull the trigger, so the extra fire rate's really not going to make a huge difference. Only 1 point in Remnant. When you get a kill with your gun or action skill, you're going to send out a homing ball that carries the overkill damage. Guys, because phase cast will be hitting extremely hard, the Remnant ball created is literally going to do 100 million damage or more. Basically, it'll one-shot anything it hits. You only need 1 point here. Awakening, that will make your rush stacks a little bit better. Finally, we have Avatar. When your action skill is full, you can use it twice. That will really boost up your Transcend skill, and will massively increase your DPS with phase cast. For Green Tree, we have 2 on Route to Rise, which doesn't matter at all, but we want to make sure we're not regenerating HP, and the reason for that is because we're going to be doing a little trick later on. But we do have 3 on Personal Space. The closer you are to the enemy, the more damage you get. Also, we did go far enough down to get the Corrosive Augment. And one more thing I want to point out in case people don't know, phase cast is not splash damage. If you boost your splash damage, it will not help it. I know it kind of looks like splash, but it's not. Alright, that's it for these skill trees, so let's go ahead and show off the build. Don't mind the Maggie going through my hat, but anyways, we're on Mayhem 10, here's the modifiers I have. Also, we're going to be Infused Fire, because we have Radiation for taking care of shields, and then Fire infused into our Maggie. Alright, proceed forward, cast you, one-shot kill. Now, because I did cast twice, I got double the Transcend, which means I increased my crit damage by quite a bit. This guy right here, cast you. One-shot kill. All these guys here, line them up. 33 million, not bad. Spray him down with a Maggie. Awesome, you can see they both died because of indiscriminate. Let's show the brokenness of the Hellwalkers, so proceed forward. Cast that guy. Then your turn. Okay, they're dead. We got all of our stacks. And now our crit damage will be off the rails. Line them up. And over here. Surprisingly, we have not gone down yet either. It's a pretty fun build. It's a kill enemies before they kill you build. So if you mob fast enough, you don't go down. Time for the Skull Masher. Get all my crit damage. You're frozen. Go for the crit. One-shot kill. You. And now we chain our overkill. And yeah, we're going to be getting a lot of one-shot kills now. Oh, fight for your life. That can happen, you know, every now and then. Shoot the back burner or even shoot whatever you want. Easy second wins. Yeah, this build is a lot of fun. Get the barrel first. Cast all you. Alright, I think you guys get the point with the mobbing. Pretty straightforward, so let's go ahead and take on a boss. For Tron, he cannot be frozen, so let's go ahead and put on the version 0.m. And now, I do recommend swapping out to the Pearl. And remember, we have no health regen, which means we're going to stay at 1 HP, even with the Pearl on. And that means we can keep our U-Rat annoyance. We got to make sure we don't heal to stay at 1 HP, so take off the Soul Sap, there we go. And infuse with Shock, so yeah, take that off. And Action Skill in Shock damage too, awesome, awesome. And let's go ahead and do the Unseen Threat, why not? So proceed forward. There he is. Go to the wall. And debuff. Cast twice, get all the Transcendence. Wow, okay, so phase cast pretty much killed him. But if you go for the crit, he would die. Now, it happened so fast, but basically when I phase cast, you can see the circle. So that will boost my damage by 50%. That went for the gun damage and the phase cast damage. Alright, now for Grave Void, you can see we're full HP, so let's go ahead and drop it. So put on Deathless, 1 HP, and back to the Pearl. So now we keep the U-Rat Annoyant on our gun. So yeah, now we're going to do Action Skill in Fire. There you are. Yeah, Hellwalker for sure. Do that fire, there we go. And let's do it. Alright, so phase cast, P-Nade, phase cast again, get all the Transcendence, and now we just go for the crits. And look at this massive damage. The Hellwalker is a beast. A little bit more, and you are... Whoop. Dead. Not bad. I think you guys get the point now. This build is a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend you try it out for yourself. And like I said before, if you do want to download it for yourself, I will link it in the description. And again, that save will be in PC format. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and of course, if you did, then please be sure to leave a like, because that'd be awesome. And if you guys really enjoyed it, be sure to sub. You guys have a great day, and I will see you all later. Peace out.